Today we're going through 5 more things that you absolutely should know as a beginner to 3D printing, but maybe you didn't. So maybe, and hopefully, you'll learn something new in this video and it will help you out. Apparently the last one did, so awesome to see. But starting off with this one. Okay, to start off with, we have ourselves a box here, which we're just going to quickly group up to make it hollow so we can put stuff in it. And now that we have it in our actual slicer, you're going to run into an issue here, and that's where this tip is and things that you definitely should know. These corners on like squares, rectangles, sharp edges are very prone to warping or curling under this bit right here. So this little corner right here can warp upwards as you print it, and it might look like good at first, but then once you get a little bit higher up, it'll start curling. It's a nightmare. Now, the way that I fix this is to add brim to it. For those of you that don't know, you can add brim to outer or inner, and I've set it to 7mm for this. The default's 5, probably would be fine, but 7, not going to add much extra time and just guarantees this works nicely. And then when you slice this plate, you'll notice that there's a little extra outline around the actual box here. This is your brim. Now, usually you would use this for like bed adhesion, but because of the fact that this does help give with bed adhesion, it stops these corners from curling upwards as well. And this is how I deal with this. If I'm printing anything like a box or that's going to be flat like this and has like sharp edges that I'm concerned that might curl a little bit, it might warp a little bit, and that's how I fix this. So adding brim isn't just for bed adhesion, it is absolutely useful for helping with your little curled corners and warped edges and stuff too. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of other ways that you can fix this. So for you pros that are watching and going, there's definitely a better way, let me know in the comments. I want to learn as much as possible. And once I learn better ways, then I'll share them in videos like this in the future too. Screenshot your thing. And yeah, now hopefully this one's going to save you a bit of money on the materials that you're using for your printer. And that's because you have a couple of options when actually buying this stuff. So first of all, you have this stuff that'll come like wrapped around the spool, ready to go straight out of the box. Then right now, I order most of my stuff, especially whites and blacks, directly from Bambu Labs themselves. The reason being is you can actually get these in a refill spool rather than having the actual full thing. You get them in a refill, it's cheaper, and also you can bulk buy them and that sort of stuff. Now, this is still relevant to everybody who doesn't use Bambu Labs too, because I'm sure that other companies will offer the same sort of thing, but if not, you can still do this, and I'll explain how. Now, the reason that I buy these is because they're cheaper without the spool with it, but also being Bambu Labs, it's really good quality stuff. The stuff they send you is great quality, and it also works immediately with the AMS. Your printer will detect exactly what's in it. However, even if you don't use Bambu Labs printers, you can still grab this knowing it's good quality, get it in bulk, and then all you need to do is, rather than buying the spools that they sell on the website, with that is just 3D print them. You don't ever need to actually buy these spools. I have a couple because it came with my bulk order, right? But otherwise, just 3D print the actual spools here, and they work just absolutely perfect. The AMS can still tell exactly what's on there because the way that it works is like a tag on the actual PLA and not on the spool. And these are perfect. I've never had any issues with these whatsoever. They are absolutely the same size and work perfectly with the AMS. And so buying refills, no matter what actual like printer you're using, you can still print the spool for them and pop the refills on the spool and use it just as if you would any other. So it's definitely worth considering the fact that you have multiple options: the actual refill, print your spools and pop them on, or just buying them direct like this. And you also end up with what do you guys do with all of these? I have no idea. I've thought about like building a car for my son or something, but I don't need 50 of them. I don't know what to do with these. Is there any actual use that you guys make from them? I don't know. Let me know. Very quick interruption to say thank you to you guys for supporting the channel. This growth has been insane. I cannot believe it. It has blown me away. So thank you. But if you are enjoying these sort of videos and you want to see more, then please do subscribe, and I'll make sure that they always get better and always as good quality as possible. Back to the video. All right, with number 3, we're going to try and save you some time, some money, and also improve the quality of your prints as well. And I promise you it's super easy. When you pop a print into your actual slicer, something you always want to consider is the rotation of your item. Now, a lot of people would pop this in here like beginners. I know I used to do this, is pop something in. You're going to be like, this is going to be floating over here, so I'm going to need supports, which you've enabled over here with the trees and stuff. And then you'd hit slice, and then you'd pop it onto print. But when you slice this, you're going to notice that we're going to be spending a good amount of time and extra filament on actually supporting all of these different regions. In fact, we have the supports all the way around the outside of this and one supporting the middle here. And we don't need these at all. If you were printing it normally, like this, you absolutely would. But what we can do is just flip it on its head like this. This is how I print these. and then slice it again. We'll leave the support on, and you'll notice that we no longer need any supports whatsoever. We have none in the middle, none there. There is some in here, but you can just turn supports off. You don't need them there. Trust me, you don't need them. But you save all the time. There's way more time saved, way more filament saved, which is money, of course. Always, 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 before you print, consider if there's a better way for you to rotate an object. But another thing is the very first layer here will actually look so clean and beautiful and tidy because it's on the print bed. Anything on the print bed sort of melts and fuses together really clean. It comes out so beautiful. If it's the very last layer line, they can come out a little bit scuffed. But if it's on the print bed, it fuses together, it looks so smooth and nice. And also if it's on an angle, it comes out really nice as well. So it's something to consider your rotation as well in terms of actually the print quality too. And also worth mentioning, if you do want a potion lamp, well, I'll put them on screen finished somewhere. The link for them's in the description. It's free. You can go ahead and get it and hopefully you enjoy it. Moving on, we have a suggestion from one of the viewers. If you have more, guys, then drop them in the comments and we'll put you in the next video too. But maintaining your printer is something that nobody wants to learn to do, but absolutely should learn to do because it will save you a ton of headaches in the future, and I promise you this. Now, the best way to learn how to maintain your printer is to go to the manufacturer's website of that printer and follow their directions. Probably the best thing you can do. I get it though, your printer comes, you just want to print everything, you just want to get out of the box and see how it all works. Do that, absolutely, and then at some point sit down and just spend a little bit of time learning about how to keep it maintained, running smoothly and clean and all that sort of stuff, and you will save yourself a massive amount of headaches, I promise you. My printers are running all the time, non-stop, selling stuff, making stuff for videos, all this sort of thing. They do not turn off, they're always printing. I've had 2 issues the whole time, and they're both, one of them was because I bought really bad, terrible, cheap PLA, rookie mistake. It killed my nozzle when I put it through, killed my second printer's nozzle when I put it through. It was the PLA, trust me. Holy crap, never again. But secondly, this happened yesterday. That part's been replaced now, so that printer's back up and running, which is great. Treat your printers well, they'll treat you well, they'll keep the quality coming, and you don't want to run into issues, especially if you're selling as well. Finally, how many of you guys have this? A ton of rolls with leftover PLA that doesn't quite have enough left on there to do a full print of something usually, and you're kind of like, what do I do with it? You're hanging on to it. You don't want to let it go because you paid for it. Don't throw them out. Don't do it, because you can absolutely use this for so many different things. But I mean, the most obvious one is smaller prints. If you do end up needing them, I guarantee you throw this out, you're going to need it tomorrow. Like, this is how it works. I want to print something small, I could have used this. But at the same time, you can use all these on the exact same print. Now, all you need to do is pop this on, start the actual print, and then when it runs out, your printer will just pause, and then you can just add the next one on. And then when that runs out, you can just add the next one on. Now, you can definitely do that, but it is also worth noting that if it's something that needs to look pretty, there's a good chance you'll have a layer line where you've changed the filament. Whether that's because it's like cooled down and then you're putting more PLA on again and whatever, but when you change the PLA and you stop and start an actual print, you generally can see like a little bit of a layer line when you do that. Don't waste your money, regardless of how much is left on there. Just use it. There's no reason not to. But okay, but really, I need you guys to tell me, what do you do with the empty spools after? I still don't know. Please let me know in the comments. What can I do with the empty spools?